question going forward is have we just put a price on other U.S. soldiers? What does this tell terrorists? That if you capture a U.S. soldier,
is the only one who's making sense and standing up. Good for him. But now here's a report from actually what happened in the battlefield when this deserter left. They don't understand why it turned into a daily search mission across the entire Afghanistan theater of operations to find him. Listen to what I'm reading to you from the Daily Beast. This is from a man who was there. He said, the combat platoons in our battalion spent the next month on daily helicopter insertion search missions called air assaults, trying to scour villages for signs of Bergdahl. Each operations would send multiple platoons and every enabler available in pursuit. Radio intercept teams, military working dogs, professional anthropologists used as intelligence gathering teams. They would be out for at least 24 hours. Some were on 10-day stretches. Now listen to this. These cobbled-together units' task was to search villages one after another. They often took rifle and mortar fire from insurgents. They intermittently received resupply from soot-coated Mi-17s piloted by Russian contractors, many of whom were Soviet veterans of Afghanistan. I didn't know that. Soldiers at the field were saying, why were we burning so much gasoline trying to find a guy who had abandoned his unit in the first place? Did you hear that? Soldiers in the field were asking why we were burning so much gasoline trying to find a guy who had abandoned his unit in the first place. Then they were attacked in July of 2009 by a human wave of insurgents. The only reason some of them survived, the Americans, is because they were protected by teams of Apache helicopters. But listen to what comes next. Because so many Apache helicopters were out there looking for this guy, many soldiers died. His soldiers' names were Private First Class Aaron Fairbairn and Private First Class Justin Casillas. Did you hear that? That was because they were searching for the deserter. No one knows why they were searching for the deserter. Why? On August 18th, an IED killed Private First Class Morris Walker and Staff Sergeant Clayton Bowen during a recon mission looking for the deserter. On August 26th, while conducting a search for Taliban shadow sub-governor affiliated with Bergdahl's captors, Staff Sergeant Kurt Curtis was shot in the face and killed. On September 4, during a patrol to a village near the area in which Bergdahl vanished, an insurgent ambush killed 2nd Lieutenant Darren Andrews and gravely wounded Private First Class Matthew Martinek, who died of his wounds a week later. On September 5th, while conducting a foot movement toward a village also thought affiliated with Bergdahl's captors, Staff Sergeant Michael Murphy stepped on an improvised landmine. He died the next day. The man says it's important to name all these names for the veterans of the units that lost these men. Bergdahl's capture and the subsequent hunt for him will forever tie to their memories and to a time in their lives that will define them as people. He has finally returned. These men will never have the opportunity to return. This is frightening, isn't it? By the way, he's not the first American soldier, excuse me, not the first American soldier in modern history to walk away blindly. There are many, many instances of this. In North Korea, in 1965, an American sergeant defected to North Korea. There's many stories like this. But those who deserted were court-martialed in the past. They were not returned to America as heroes. Something is wrong with the picture. Again, I refer you to the two movies again. The Manchurian Candidate and the television show Homeland. I'll say something else at the tail end of this hour. Knowing how crazy this country is and how sick the media is and how evil the political structure is, I would not be surprised if in a number of years Bergdahl is not running for Congress in his home state. And I'll say something else. I will not be surprised if he's not elected, because he's a war hero, isn't he? Those of you who watch the TV series Homeland know just what I'm talking about. And I'm not speaking to you in a coded message. What is absurd about this administration has just gotten more absurd. What is infuriating about this administration has just become more infuriating. And what is clear is that you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Yes, you can fool all of the Democrats all of the time, but you can't fool all of the savage nation any of the time.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7288.